Once you've downloaded Zotero, an icon will pop up in the toolbar either at the bottom or the top of your screen. This is the Zotero platform where you can store centrally all the references that you consult. It's far better than writing references down on pieces of paper or in notebooks or post-its, or worse, perhaps not recording them at all and then having to go back and try and retrieve them. You can actually save your references to the Zotero platform as you go along. So let's just click on this icon and open up the Zotero platform. You can see that I've already created a list, a collection here called Applied Project. That's very simple to do if you actually click on My Library at the very top, and New Collection. You can create various collections. I've called this one Applied Project, so that you can have various different separate reference lists. So for the moment, the one I'm working on is Applied Project. So let's actually go back to Moodle and to the library resources. And let's say, for example, you're using EBSCO Discovery. Don't forget that the library catalogue is now also incorporated into the Discovery tool. So if you're looking for references for books, you'll also be able to generate them here. So let's just say that you've done a search on a topic like artificial intelligence and retail, and you press search. And some articles pop up, and let's say that you're interested in a couple of them. Perhaps I'm interested in the top one there. This one on mobile shopping applications. And so forth. So I've selected a couple of articles, and let's say that I also want to maybe generate a reference for a book that I've used. So maybe I borrowed one from the library called Introduction to Programming, and I'm just going to put that in. And there it pops up, CCT Hume Library Collection, and I'm going to add it to my folder. So as you can see, I've been adding items to my EBSCO folder as I've gone along, and that folder lives at the top of the EBSCO screen here. So if I click folder, and if I scroll down, I can see that I have some references saved there from the search that I've just done. And if I click export, I can actually export all of those references to the Zotero platform. So you can see that it's already on default here, direct export, and there are various reference management platforms mentioned, including Zotero. Zotero is the one that we recommend you use at CCT. It's free, it's open source, it's very user friendly. So I'm just going to save, and that will export those references to Zotero. So you see the Zotero connector prompt pops up. It says, do I want to import items from EBSCO into Zotero? I do. I just say OK. And you can see that it saved those references to the applied project list that I have created. So if I scroll down, go back to my Zotero platform here, you can see the applied project and you can see the references that I selected. Now if I put my cursor on the top reference and do a Control A, that highlights all of them, and you will get the option then to create a bibliography. And you can see that there are different styles. For example, Chicago, APA is there. A popular one is Harvard. So I'm going to select Harvard. It's already on bibliography. You can also generate an in-text citation if you want. Or citations plural. I'm going to copy it to the clipboard. I'm just going to say OK. And if I open this Word document and I do a Control V, you will see that my references pop up in a Harvard format. So it's a really, really useful resource. Just a little tip, if you are using a book or an article, perhaps it's not on a library platform, Lots of different library catalogues and databases have that export option. So I'm going to show you one called JISC Discover. There it is, JISC Hub Discover. If I click on that, it's basically a combined collection of catalogues, 172 catalogues, so you can pretty much find a book on anything in that. And I put in a search. Perhaps I've been using a book that I bought myself and it's not in the library database at CCT, and I want to generate a reference, or it's not in the library catalogue. So maybe it's this book here, you know, The AI Revolution in Retail. This JISC Discover Hub is a really, really handy resource. But you'll see there's an export option here. And that's on lots of different catalogues, even ones that don't belong to CCT. So you can always, again, export as you go along because of your Zotero connection. And if I say OK, we can see that that is also saving to the applied project. So basically, because you have that Zotero connection, if there's an export function there, you will be able to export as you go along, which is extremely convenient and useful, and you will have a really good set of references in the correct order. So that's basically it. If you have any further queries, do reach out to Justin in the library or myself, Marie, Head of Enhancement. We're delighted to give you any help that we can.